The outer self, the mask, the performance, that is the face we present to the world, a necessary adaptation for navigating its complex terrain. But what lies beneath? What resides behind the facade, beyond the conformity, and deeper than the curated presentation? This isn't merely an act of introspection, it's a grand expedition into the depths of your inner world. It's a confrontation with your core identity, the hidden self, the quiet whispers of self-doubt, and the pervasive influence of ego. By daring to explore these often unseen facets, you begin the transformative journey of understanding the truth of who you genuinely are, not who you appear to be. The inner self isn't simply a chaotic bundle of fleeting emotions, nor merely a collection of unspoken thoughts adrift in your mind. It's a vast, multi-layered system of consciousness, profoundly shaped by the weight of memory, forged by your core beliefs, fueled by raw emotion, and guided by the power of imagination. Unlike the outer self, which is designed to respond and adapt to external cues and societal norms, the inner self reflects a different truth. It reflects your internal reality. Who am I when the external gaze is removed? Who exists when no one, absolutely no one, is watching? What do I genuinely value, independent of external pressure? What do I truly fear in the silence? What do I relentlessly long for from the depths of my being? This vital self includes your core identity, the unshakable values and sense of self that endure even when external roles shatter or circumstances shift violently. It encompasses introspection, the challenging, necessary reflective process by which you examine your raw experiences and difficult choices. It's also the guarded home to the hidden self, those aspects of yourself you consciously or unconsciously keep private, driven by the paralyzing fear of judgment, burdened by the weight of shame, or protected out of profound vulnerability. Often, the inner self is the most authentic version of who you undeniably are. Yet, paradoxically, it is also the most guarded, most fiercely protected from the world, and sometimes, even from yourself. At the unwavering center of the inner self resides your core identity. This isn't a superficial layer. It's the fundamental sense of who you authentically are. This identity isn't fixed at birth like a stone. It emerges, forged through the crucible of lived experience, shaped by the weight of family background, influenced by the currents of culture, informed by your deepest spiritual beliefs, and defined by your non-negotiable personal values. It will be challenged by the brutal realities of life events, a profound betrayal, a devastating loss, an unexpected triumph that shifts your perspective. But it's precisely through these relentless challenges that your identity becomes clarified, sharpened like a blade. The journey inward isn't merely introspection, it's a deliberate movement toward coherence, the state where your actions and your deepest beliefs finally, undeniably align. Your core identity is often deliberately obscured, buried beneath the relentless noise of external expectations constantly vying for your attention. When we are young, raw, and unformed, our identity is shaped more by the narratives we are told to embody, more by who we are told to be by the world, than by the truth of who we authentically are. It's only through the difficult, necessary work of introspection that you begin to distinguish, to separate the inherited beliefs absorbed from others from the authentic ones that resonate within your own soul. This process isn't easy, make no mistake. It can be profoundly destabilizing to realize that a value you held dear, one you built parts of your life upon, isn't truly your own, but a foreign imposition. To confront the truth that the version of yourself you relentlessly present to others doesn't, in fact, reflect your inner, unvarnished truth. But this disruption, this moment of shattering realization, is also a beginning, a necessary genesis. The more you dare to sit with yourself, in the silence, in honest reflection, or even in the raw, unfiltered expression of creativity, the more your true, authentic voice begins its slow, powerful emergence. But understand this absolute truth. It is there. It is waiting. And it is vital to your very being. The role of introspection is a powerful, necessary, and unavoidable act of power over self. It's the deliberate, conscious turning inward, the courage to look directly into the mirror of your own mind, to think critically, and to be brutally honest about your own thoughts, true motives, and fundamental behaviors. In a world that relentlessly prizes outward action and glorifies superficial speed, introspection is often dismissed, labeled as mere navel-gazing, or trivialized as self-indulgence. Yet understand this truth. It is one of the most courageous acts you can undertake. To dare to examine oneself deeply is to inevitably encounter discomfort. You'll discover contradictions within your own being. Moments when you acted out of paralyzing fear rather than unwavering conviction. Moments when you stay silent, deliberately, to maintain a false external peace instead of speaking your necessary truth. But within this discomfort, within this confrontation, you also uncover something vital: insight. Introspection reveals patterns in your own behavior. It teaches you, undeniably, what triggers your deepest insecurity, what genuinely nourishes your joy, and what truly stirs the depths of your creativity. It grants you the power, the fundamental capacity to become the author of your own life, to write your own narrative rather than remaining a mere actor bound to reading from a script written by someone else. Crucially, irrevocably, introspection fosters self-awareness, the critical ability to recognize and regulate your own powerful emotions, to make conscious, deliberate decisions aligned with your truth, and to grow fundamentally from mistakes made along the path. It's the first step, the necessary initiation toward genuine self-mastery. Not mastery in the sense of rigid external control, but mastery in the profound sense of deep understanding and internal harmony. Confront this truth. Most of us carry something within us, a hidden self. These are aspects of our identity we deliberately conceal from the world because they feel too fragile to withstand external judgment, too complex for easy understanding, or too starkly different from the accepted narrow norm. You hide it for reasons that once felt vital: to survive in a harsh world, to force a sense of belonging, or to avoid the immediate sting of pain or rejection. Over time, however, the act of hiding, the continuous concealment, solidifies into something else, a profound, isolating form of disconnection from yourself and others. Carl Jung, a master of the inner landscape, referred to this concealed aspect as the shadow, not because it's inherently evil or shameful, despite societal labels, but precisely because it's hidden from your conscious awareness. The shadow contains multitudes. It may include deep, repressed pain buried within you, but also vital, neglected strengths you have denied. Consider the individual punished for speaking up as a child. They may repress their natural assertiveness, only to experience corrosive resentment or debilitating low self-worth as an adult, trapped by the past. By integrating the hidden self, by acknowledging its undeniable presence, by accepting it without judgment, you begin a vital process, the process of healing the divide within you. Bringing the hidden self into conscious awareness doesn't mandate full, unprotected revelation to everyone you meet. Rather, it means acknowledging it to yourself, honestly, creating necessary space for it within your own self-concept. This internal act alone, this courageous moment of acceptance, can be profoundly transformative. It restores a lost integrity within you. It reconnects you to your deepest inner truth, and it significantly reduces the draining internal friction that comes from the constant, exhausting act of hiding. Understand the cost of engaging with the inner self. It requires you to come face to face with vulnerability. Vulnerability is a concept often profoundly misunderstood, mistaken for weakness in cultures that prize stoicism and external strength. But the truth is this: it's the birthplace, the necessary ground zero for genuine connection with others, and for true courage within yourself. You begin to relate to others from a different place entirely, not through performance, but through genuine, unvarnished presence. Understand this also. You must confront the complex force known as the ego. It's a concept often profoundly misunderstood by the masses, mistaken for mere arrogance or inflated pride. But in the realm of psychology, it represents your fundamental sense of self. Its function is often one of mediation, attempting to negotiate between your raw inner desires and the often conflicting demands of outer realities. The ego helps construct a seemingly coherent identity for navigating the external world. It acts as a buffer, a mediator, between your essential inner needs and your required societal roles. It can also provide a temporary sense of motivation, or construct a personal narrative that helps you make sense of your experiences. However, the ego possesses a dangerous power. It can profoundly distort reality itself, solely to protect its own fragile self-image from perceived threat. It may relentlessly resist the vital work of vulnerability and fiercely avoid genuine accountability for its actions, clinging to its constructed narrative of perfection or blamelessness. Crucially and destructively, it tends to constantly seek external validation, an insatiable hunger for approval, thereby fundamentally undermining your potential for authentic being and trapping you in a cycle of performance. The inner self isn't static, not fixed in time. It's a living, dynamic, and responsive force within you. It changes as you change. It grows as you grow. But it demands one thing above all else. It must be heard. In a culture that relentlessly rewards superficial speed, glorifies external efficiency, and prizes only external validation, the inner voice, that vital whisper, can become faint, almost inaudible amidst the noise. You must consciously make space for it through deliberate reflection, honest journaling, quiet meditation, authentic conversation, or simply through dedicated time alone, away from external demands. This space you create, this internal sanctuary, is where you reconnect with your essence. It is where you ask the critical questions, not the external query, what do they expect of me, but the internal truth, what do I need, believe, and value? From that grounded place, that space of inner knowing, you can begin to live differently, to live more intentionally, not just passively reacting to the world's demands, but actively shaping your undeniable place within it. The inner self, though invisible to the external eye, is the fundamental foundation, the bedrock upon which your entire identity rests. It is where your most profound stories are born, where your unhealed wounds and your highest dreams coexist. To know the inner self, to confront its truth, is to begin the essential journey toward genuine wholeness. In the final, concluding part of this series, we will explore the critical work, how to bring these powerful inner truths into alignment, into reconciliation with the outer self you perform for the world. Only then, with both selves acknowledged and honored, can you fully step into the question and begin to live the answer. Who am I? Reflect on a time when you revealed a part of yourself that you usually keep private. What was the impact of that sharing, both on you and your connection with others? What deeply held belief about yourself do you find most challenging to fully accept? And how might that acceptance shift your sense of self? If you enjoyed the content and would like to support this channel, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the section below. And I'll see you next time.